The national anthem of Canada.
Welcome to Canadian nationalism, the maple syrup country of emptiness till you look closer at its nationalistic past. While Canada may have not been the most famous for nationalism, it has had some key moments that have shaped it into the country it has become today. I made 6 questions using who, what, where, when, why, and how to help you grasp Canada's nationalism. Firstly, who in British North America changed Canadian nationalism? So John A. Macdonald played a big role in shaping Canadian nationalism by advocating for unity, establishing a national identity, and promoting British values. He wanted Canada to be a strong, united nation, and his work led to the creation of Canada in 1867 and the expansion of the Federation westward. John A. Macdonald's leadership had an enormous impact on Canadian identity and its values in Canada's starting years. Now for my what question, what events happened in British North America that influenced Canadian nationalism later? So the War of 1812, the rebellions of 1837, and the signing of the Confederation Agreement in 1867 were all key factors that influenced Canadian nationalism in the coming years. Next question, where did Canadian nationalism come from? Is it in separation from our colonizers? So Canadian nationalism is often the idea that we aren't the same as other countries, particularly Britain and America, and possibly not being the same as France for Quebecois. Another question, when were the key tipping points in Canadian nationalism? As mentioned earlier, the War of 1812, the rebellions of 1837, and the signing of the Confederation in 1867 were all key tipping points shaping Canadian nationalism. Next, why do we talk about nationalism negatively often here? In the past, nationalism has often led to war and conflict. Past history makes us talk about nationalism in a negative light and view. And finally, for my last question, how has Quebec's nationalistic mindset affected its relationship with the rest of Canada? Quebec's desire for autonomy has made separatist politicians and people making it difficult to be in good terms with the rest of Canada, therefore making it in a bit of a separate situation at the moment and for the past years. Alright, now I want to talk about the 3 key events, going into a bit more detail with the causes and consequences of them. So firstly, the 1812 War. The main reasons for the war were the British orders in council and imprisonment by the Royal Navy. The war had various consequences, obviously, because it's a war, including paving the way for Canada to become more independent and prompting peaceful relations between Britain and the United States for many years. Additionally, it played a role in uniting Canada and the United States in the continent of North America. Next, in the rebellions of 1837, the rebellions were caused by the conflicts between the French-Canadian majority and British minority, with the French Canadians wanting centralized power in the popularly elective assembly. This resulted in the Durham Report, which proposed the consolidation of Upper and Lower Canada, endorsed the Reformers' plea for accountable governance. Lastly, the Confederation Agreement of 1867. A U.S. trade policy focused on protectionism, concerns about American aggression and expansion, and Britain's growing reluctance to finance the defense of British North America. A U.S. trade policy embracing protectionism, worries about American aggression and expansion, and Britain's increasing unwillingness to fund defense in British North America. That's all I have to say. Thanks for tuning in to learn about Canada's nationalism. I've presented the key facts and basis for you to get a good understanding of our nationalism. I hope you learned something new, and thanks for watching.